Leaders of various countries could never have dreamed that they would gather on the Himalayas in their lifetime, just to hide in the Noah's Ark built by China. These 4 huge arks are the last hope for humanity. It turns out that a few days ago, the Earth ushered in the predicted doomsday disaster. The first round was a magnitude 9 earthquake. Buildings collapsed like dominoes, and cities were reduced to ruins in an instant. Soon after, volcanoes began to erupt violently. However, it was not the earthquake and volcano that would cause human extinction, but the subsequent super tsunami. People in front of the White House were horrified to find that a giant aircraft carrier was heading towards them under the impact of the tsunami. Many people died because of this. Seeing the Earth being quickly submerged by seawater, the rich quickly took out €100 million tickets and rushed towards Tibet, China. However, when they arrived at the door of the Ark, they found themselves being taken advantage of. Due to the early arrival of the super tsunami, the leader immediately ordered the hatch to be closed. In a panic, people were constantly pushed off the cliff. Fortunately, justice-minded people strongly opposed it, and the hatch was reopened under duress to allow people outside to come in and take shelter. However, due to the large number of people, they could only close the hatch first. Seeing the hatch about to close, someone was willing to risk falling into the abyss to save their son. At this time, there were only 2 minutes left until the tsunami arrived. A high monk sitting in meditation in the temple saw the huge waves reach the top of Mount Everest. However, he no longer cared about life and death. He calmly stood up and sounded the final alarm for humanity. The next second, the huge waves swallowed the temple. Then the waves quickly rushed towards the Ark. At this time, the people inside were silently praying. Fortunately, the Ark was of high-quality construction and withstood the first wave of impact. But before people could catch their breath, the tsunami brought a plane crashing towards Ark 4. Under the huge impact, the fixed bracket broke on the spot, and Ark 4 lost control instantly and rushed into the surging flood. However, the terrifying thing was that the huge Mount Everest was right in front. Once it hit, the consequences would be disastrous. At this time, the pilot turned the reverse engine to the maximum, hoping that the Ark could resist the terrifying inertia. With the head-on collision between the Ark and Mount Everest, the ground shook and the mountains crumbled in an instant. Countless huge rocks fell towards the Ark. Seeing that the glass of the Ark was about to break, fortunately, a miracle happened at this moment. The Ark began to move backward continuously. With the Ark out of danger, everyone began to cheer and celebrate their narrow escape. 1 month later, the flood receded, and the Ark finally opened its door. The survivors were shocked to find that the once world-renowned roof of the world had now become a vast ocean, and the highest peak had shifted to the African plains. After this doomsday disaster, humanity will cherish their earthly homeland even more.